March the 6th, 2025, 5:35 a.m. You know, this old daylight savings time comes back up in here Sunday morning. Instinct. You know, that's a pretty big word, ain't it? Leadership. That's another big word. Lead by example. That's a big phrase. You know, we have soldiers, both alive and dead, who received the Congressional Medal of Honor. For their acts. And probably not a single one of these soldiers that are alive or dead that have received this Congressional Medal of Honor woke up the day they did what they did and planned to do what they did. It just happened. And these are very special people. These are probably people that won't drive by a serious accident if they're driving a car on the highway. They probably won't leave a 6-year-old girl in a burning building if they can get to her. That's the kind of people those people are and were. Senator Slotkin, you didn't attend the State of the Union address, did you? I don't think you did. That little speech you gave in that rebuttal, let me ask you a question there. Did you write any of that speech before Donald Trump's State of the Union address concluded? If you did, that's BS. You see, you would have showed what a real leader you were if you could have sat into that State of the Union address and then walked to a microphone shortly thereafter and gave your rebuttal and had something intelligent to say. But you didn't attend that State of the Union address, did you? So here's the question. Would you have stood up when that West Point admitted male high school senior was announced in that State of the Union address? Would you have stood up? Would you have applauded? Would you have turned your body toward that young man and gave him some respect? We won't never know that, will we? Would you have stood up and clapped and applauded and turned to that black young boy who's got brain cancer? Black, remember that. Trump is supposed to be the racist. But looking at that State of the Union address, it was the Republicans that all stood up, not a single Democrat, not one. Got any children there, Senator Slotkin? I've looked at Wikipedia. Evidently, you don't have any. Unless that site's in error. So if you had any children and you had one slain by one of these monster illegals, would you have stood up when Donald Trump was talking about these family members that were slain by these illegals? We'll never know, will we? You weren't there. You see, all those people sitting over there in the Democrat side of that house, not one of them stood up. Is that peer pressure? You know, President Trump, unlike Hillary Clinton, He doesn't need to run around outside with his finger in the wind before he opens his mouth or before he does anything. He has instincts. How about that? Donald Trump doesn't have to do a poll before he opens his mouth about a subject. It usually goes down the path of common sense. So not a single Democrat, oh, they clapped when we're sending all this money to Ukraine. They clap. How about that? Just keep sending money. Keep the war going. But they all clap for that. Those are non-U.S. citizens in Ukraine. These illegals are non-U.S. citizens. You all seem to have a fancy for non-U.S. citizens. You don't seem to be able to support citizens. Donald Trump was telling what was going on inside of this country when he gave that State of the Union address. Real America, not the fairy tale America that we've been told under J.B., Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, the idiot Homeland Security chief under Biden. That was a fairy tale land that we lived under. Yeah, the border was secure. Remember that? Senator Slotkin, you never made any reference in your rebuttal speech to any of the United States citizens, be it alive or dead, that Donald Trump talked about in that State of the Union address. And believe it or not, that was some of the most important things talked about in that State of the Union address. That's real America right now. And Donald Trump is trying to make real America safer. He's trying to protect the women. What happened, Democrats? Donald Trump's supposed to be the sexist. The Republican Party's supposed to be the sexist. But you all sit on your hands. Biological males should not be playing in sports with biological females. This is something the females actually used to have. Well, they've got it under Trump. They have their own. You know, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the 6'4", 5", 200-pounder biological male to have this supposed sex change and walk up on that LPGA tee and knock the piss out of that golf ball about 300 yards and just start walking away with trophy after trophy, week after week. How about that? Wouldn't that demoralize all of the biological women on the LPGA? Wouldn't that demoralize them? You got this Boston mayor. You listen to her. Have you ever heard President Trump refer to the United States of America as my country? Hell no. But you've got that idiot referring to Boston as my city. It's not her city. The Democrats are polling lower than whale shit. I just don't know how much lower they can go. Senator Fetterman, you might as well go ahead and get out of that party, buddy. You're the only one making sense. You know, during that State of the Union address, whoever on that Democrat side would have stood up, that would have been the leader. That could have been the future leader of the Democrat Party. Oh, AOC, you weren't there either, were you? Would you have stood up? Probably not, huh? It's called instinct. Leadership. Lead by example. Why can't anybody in this country trust any of you Democrats? Your instincts stink. Your behavior stinks. It's out of the norm. Totally out of the norm. Wonder what John Fitzgerald Kennedy would have thought if he would have seen that State of the Union address. And let me just say this. Dr. Martin Luther King. I had a dream. I have a dream. Ain't that it? I have a dream. But that little black boy had a dream, didn't he? That one with brain cancer, he had a dream. Now, I don't know if it was Donald Trump that tried to answer his dream by this black boy being an honorary member of the Secret Service. I don't know if it was him or not. It doesn't matter. It happened. He had a dream. And what did that little black boy do? He goes over and congratulates the West Point who's going to be a cadet soon. How about that? That was one of the most important moments in that State of the Union address. You see, 40 years from now, it won't be Donald Trump. It won't be Chuck Schumer. It won't be Hillary Clinton. It won't be Senator Slotkin. It won't be Mitch McConnell. It won't be J.D. Vance. Who will be leading this country? Could be somebody that's not even born yet. All those generals and admirals in that State of the Union address, they won't be leading our military. I probably won't even be on the face of this earth. I'll be buried. I won't be walking around. I won't be talking. The fabric. What happened to the fabric of this country as far as the Democrat Party is concerned? It self-destructed, didn't it? Self-destructed. Zero credibility. Zero instinct. Zero leadership. And none of them know how to lead by example. I suspect this party is probably gone. That's what I suspect. You got to have something you believe in that the majority of this country believes in. I don't know what that is now. I don't know. Well, anyway, that's going to conclude the video.